Pierre Lewis subs in for Salim Yalcin.
Open three-pointer for McKee. No good.
And St. Joe's Prep, they're a very three-focused team. They diminish that size advantage by shooting the lights out, which they have been in almost every game this season. Prep working it around to Juan. Juan double-teamed, moves around. The hook doesn't go in for him. McKee with it, driving in, pass it to Lesevitz.
McKee is
McKee
good.
with a tough shot.
Early
timeout, Poyas.
Early timeout, had to stop the bleeding. They're down 6-0 to start this game. St. Joe's is limiting this size advantage for Georgetown Prep very well. They're forcing Sinan Juan to play out from the perimeter and move to the basket, and they're just doubling him whenever he gets in the post. Amazing defense so far for St. Joe's Prep.
And if I'm Howard Blue, I'm telling my team the exact same thing they have been saying all season. Be careful with the basketball.
Yeah, and they're lacking some intensity on these should be easy offensive rebounds. I mean, they're a lot taller than St. Joe's Prep. They should be able to get a lot more offensive rebounds than St. Joe's Prep.
Yeah,
and
St. Joe's Prep has to be the more physical team because they're obviously very sized, mismatched.
Exactly.
But they're coming out with that intensity, and they are up 6-0.
Yeah, this is exactly what they've been doing all year. They've been playing disruptive on defense. They've been really energetic. The scores have not reflected that. They've only scored 25 points against Bennett Academy and 39 against Upper Dublin. Already here, up to 6-0 lead, over 2 minutes in the game. The scoring output today has been a lot better.
In for the Hawks is Ethan King, a freshman. Prep working it around, looking for a spot. Driving in there is Evan Edwards. He gets the bucket. McVie coming.
That was an amazing take by Edwards. They love to work off that pick and roll with Juan. He's a really excellent screener. Blocked by Juan there.
Juan gets the rebound.
St. Joe's Prep thought he stepped out of bounds. Refs don't agree.
And another tough bucket from Evan Edwards there.
That's exactly what they're doing all year. Sinan Juan seals off the defender, open lane for Evan Edwards, and that's exactly what you got to do.
Lesevitz with the three, just off. Juan with the rebound. Obviously, we do expect Juan to be getting a lot of rebounds.
Indeed.
He is by far the tallest player on this court.
Prep has looked like a completely different team out of this timeout. They look so much more energized. They're just getting to the rim at will.
And Edwards going in again, but this time gets the foul. And obviously, St. Joe's Prep is going to prioritize guarding Juan. He is a big man. So that's going to open up opportunities for other players.
Yeah, before this timeout, Prep was really stuck around the perimeter. They weren't moving off the ball well. But after this timeout, they've been attacking the basket at will. And they're on a 5-0 run now.
Edwards makes the first one. And if you thought Sinan Juan was big, subbing in for him comes a 7'2" sophomore, Majak Agrek. And now Georgetown Prep has made the size advantage even bigger. Edwards drains the second bucket. Tie game.
Just like that, it's tied. Georgetown Prep started off a 6-0 deficit. Out of the timeout, scoring 6 quick points. Now this one's even.
And coming in for the Hawks is junior Jaden Howlett. Howlett to Lesevitz. Howlett, 3. Just off.
That was an amazing defensive possession for Georgetown Prep right there. Just smothering every single dribble handoff, every single away screen. An amazing block.
And a block.
Justin McKee. Justin McKee controlling this offense.
King to Howlett. Howlett gets it to Lesevitz on a risky pass. Cross pass. And a travel on St. Joe's.
Another excellent defensive possession for Georgetown Prep. They look, I said this a lot, but they look like a completely different team since the timeout they called.
Yeah. And obviously St. Joe's Prep is a shooting team, so when you take that away from them, there's not much they can do, especially in a size advantage like this. They've got the inside pretty wrapped up.
Yeah, St. Joe's has 0 paint points to start the game, and that just shows they're not really great at getting to the rim. They sort of rely on the 3 ball. Foul inside.
That'll be on number 12, Cole Pierre Lewis.
Second foul for Georgetown Prep already through this first quarter. Excellent spin move take by Justin McKee, able to draw the foul inside.
And that's going to be the second foul on Cole Pierre Lewis. Like you said, we are starting to see that foul trouble that Prep has had all year. Julian McKee with the free throw. And coming in for Prep is their player who has shined this game so far, Evan Edwards, already with 4 points. And McKee drains the other free throw.
Prep moving fast now, trying to get to their spots before St. Joe's is set. And here they're back in their zone. They love to run.
Giving it to Agwek. And that's going to be drained by Jared Desire.
Gerard Desire, man. First 3 of the game for either team. That's a dagger. Lesevitz tries to answer, no good. Offensive rebound.
King McKee back to Lesevitz. Deep 3 by St. Joe's Prep. And it's barely missed. And McKee tried to get the rebound again. But here come the Hoyas.
Yeltsin was thinking about pulling that for a second. Decided to reset the offense.
Desire wants a screen. Passes to Edwards. Gets a screen from Agwek. Passes back to Desire. Desire 3. And it's drained.
Back-to-back triples for Gerard Desire.
And now Prep with the 4-point lead. McKee bringing it up. Passes to McKee. To Lesevitz. Howlett inside. And finishes.
Excellent backdoor cut by, excellent black backdoor cut by Jaden Howlett, able to draw the foul and finish.
Looks like he was going to go out looking for a 3, but then cuts inside and is able to beat the defender.
Perfectly executed off-ball cut by Jaden Howlett.
And coming in is Sinan Juan going in for Agwek.
Chance for a 3-point play for the Hawks now.
Howlett obviously undersized in this game, but is using that intensity that he has to finish tough buckets. And he drains his free throw.
Prep once again moving
Edwards
fast.
Going in. And they're going to call a foul on number 11, Alonzon Ellis.
Substitution. Kevin O'Connell's coming in. So is Luke Moransky. Luke Moransky, a transfer from St. Augustine in New Jersey. He's a sophomore this year.
Yeltsin looked for the lob to Juan. Juan finishes it with a tip.
Excellent putback by Sinan Juan. Didn't get the first bucket to go, able to get his own rebound. And that's going to be a double
dribble.
Brain fart for Luke Moransky there.
Sinan Huang just last year did compete in the FIBA Junior World Cup, playing for the Chinese U19 national team. I mean, that's got to feel great representing your home country.
Yeah, he really does. Sinan Juan, 7-foot, 4-star, ranked number 74th in the nation, committed to Purdue. He's their highest ranked recruit since Markel Starks in 2010. He was a 4-star, committed to Georgetown, and he averaged 25, 8, and 7 in high school. Unbelievable stuff.
Juan with the free throw. Good. And Juan can shoot pretty well for a 7-footer.
Yes, very well. He's not really limited to the paint. He can get the ball at the perimeter and attack inside or pull it for the mid-range jumper. He can knock down some threes from time to time.
Yeah. Obviously, the key for him is staying out of foul trouble.
0 fouls so far for him, though. Doing a good work of that. And that's a turnover. Robbie Andrews trapped in the corner. Smothering defense by the Hoyas.
Edwards bringing it up, getting guarded by Howlett.
Georgetown Prep this year so far 2-2, dropping a game in Mayhem Military to St. John's, 67-63, and also losing to Good Counsel, 67-52. The only two losses, and there's a minute left in the first quarter. Georgetown Prep up 16-11. They've played in 2 tournaments. This is the 3rd tournament they've played in so far. First one being Mayhem and Military, where they lost their only game. Then they won 1-1 in the Xaverian Classic. First one's good. They went 16-14 last year, 6-4 in their own conference, and they finished 3rd in the IAC, who has teams like Bullis, St. Andrews, Episcopal, and Landon. 1 of 2. Minute remaining in the first quarter.
Lesovitz passes to Morensky. Morensky getting pressed. Lesovitz, find McKee. Howlett, 3, just off.
Yeah, Prep's doing an excellent job sort of semi-pressing. They love to get those traps near half-court line.
And there's going to be a turnover, and here comes Prep.
And that's a definite foul. Beckham Headquits.
Foul on Beckham Headquits. Headquits also only a sophomore. Both teams honestly have some pretty young talent.
Oh, definitely. Both teams really rely on their sophomores and juniors. Sinan Juan being the only really impactful senior for Georgetown Prep.
Lesovitz drains the first free throw. He's probably been the most impactful player for the Hawks this game.
Indeed, and that's sort of the experience. He's the only player who started in the team last year, as we already said. Just that upperclassman experience he can bring to some of these young players. Prep has 3 sophomores starting in their starting lineup. Prep will get the last shot of the first quarter. Dribbling up the clock. Skip pass to the corner, one more. Brain dead pass.
By Hedquist, intercepted by Lesovitz. Shoots a deep one. And that's going to be the end of the first quarter. Prep up by 4, 17-13.
High scoring affairs so far. Higher scoring than some of their other games. And so far, this game has been almost exactly what we expected. St. Joe's been really energetic, really disruptive on defense and on offense. Prep coming out in a press, though. I was kind of shocked about that. It forced 2 turnovers, though, both on the same trap by that half-court line. They pressed the St. Joe's guards right as it crossed half-court. That's led to a lot of turnovers.
And probably that turning point of the game so far was that timeout by Howard Blue. 6-0 deficit, and they erased it immediately.
Exactly, yeah. They just flipped the momentum right after going. You have to wonder what Howard Blue does to his players to get the momentum to shift that fast and the energy to shift that fast. They started the game off sort of slow. That has definitely not been the case the last half of the first quarter.
Just search up Gonzaga DC Classic.
Georgetown Prep will start with the ball. You know, St. Joe's nicknamed the Prep. You think Georgetown Prep is going to try to take it from them if they beat them this one?
I bet they will. Edwards bringing it up, guarded by Moransky. Desire gets the pick from Juan.
There's that pick and roll and steal they love so much.
Juan goes up, and a rare miss from Juan on the inside. Moransky.
That was an excellent job to get the ball in the post, though. He sort of mossed 2 defenders almost. Just nothing you can really do about that.
Howlett to Lesevitz. Lesevitz pulling up again from 3, and once again, it's not going to go.
1 for 4 from 3 today for Lesevitz. Oh my goodness.
And Edwards is just constantly driving in and getting tough buckets.
Edwards has 8 points so far for Georgetown Prep. Almost half of Georgetown Prep's points. Just getting to the rim and drawing fouls or having a tough finish.
Passing around.
They're trying to find that one extra pass. Georgetown Prep is staying disciplined.
Howlett driving inside, passes out. Moransky, McKee, just off.
You know, this game plan not working out too well for the Hawks. They're sort of just trying to see if Prep will leave the man open on the perimeter, and there's a foul.
And that lights out shooting that St. Joe's Prep needed for this game has not been going well for them.
No, only 1 3 so far for St. Joe's. Prep is doing an excellent job on the perimeter. And free throws will be coming for Kyle Davis. Kyle Davis is 6'6". His main sport's football. He plays tight end and defensive end for the Hoyas. First one off the back iron.
And coming in for Georgetown Prep is Salim Yalcin. Davis' second shot is good.
Prep back in that press they love so much. Open man in the corner. Good closeout. Good shot
Lesevitz
fake.
goes up. And a clean block by Pierre Lewis.
Yeah, that was a great closeout by Georgetown Prep. Disabling the corner 3. Did bite on that jump fake, but it didn't end up mattering.
Lewis driving inside. Desire. And it's not going to go for him.
Excellent defense by the Hawks there.
Bascar brings it up. McKee trying to drive it on Yeltsin. Fadeaway jumper, and it's good.
Excellent fadeaway jumper for McKee. Able to draw the defense in, and he just stops on a dime, gets that shot off, and knocks it down.
Yeltsin with the 3, and it's going to go over the backboard. St. Joe's Prep ball.
Major substitutions for Prep. Agwek comes in, so does Edwards and Hedquist.
Coming out are Davis, Desire, and Juan.
Huge lineup in for Georgetown Prep, their shortest player being 6'4". Excellent.
Bascar over Agwek, and it's good.
Excuse me, Miles Peterson. Peterson, also a returning player from last year. He was an excellent bench player for St. Joe's last year. He's going to come in, and he's going to be he's going to have one of the biggest roles on the St. Joe's Prep team this year.
And that's going to be another foul on Lesevitz, getting into a bit of foul trouble here early in the second quarter.
new coach, Chris Clark, looking at his first win as a high school coach. Coming in from Clemson, he was assistant coach at Temple. He coached alongside Aaron McKee, who, as we already mentioned, sons go play for the team.
And Yeltsin's going to airball that free throw.
Getting some heckling.
From the Gonzaga crowd who's still here.
Goldfish mentality, though. And that's exactly
and
what
Yeltsin
it
drains
is.
the second.
If you want to be a good shooter, you have to forget all your misses. You cannot remember that you just missed the last shot. You have to think like a goldfish. You have to be like, okay, I haven't missed a shot today. This one's going in.
Yep.
It's all about mindset whenever shooting.
And McKee likes that fadeaway jumper as it goes in again. And St. Joe's Prep has down this deficit to only 2 points.
He loves to get to that spot. He's really good at hitting those mid-range jumpers. Bit of a run for the Hawks right now.
And that's going to be a travel on Yeltsin.
Another turnover for Georgetown Prep. St. Joe's with the opportunity to tie this game up.
And Dave's going to come in for Pierre Lewis.
21-19, Georgetown Prep. 4 minutes 30 remaining in the quarter.
Like we said time and time again, these Georgetown Prep turnovers are already becoming a pretty bad thing on their score sheet.
Peterson loses that one out of bounds. That was a good jab by him, able to get Agwek off of his feet and able to shift over. Opens the lane for him, just unable to hold on to the ball.
McKee on Hedquist. And Yeltsin misses again.
St. Joe's, as their interior defense has been a lot better than I would have thought. They're being really energetic, and they're contesting everything coming down into the rim.
And Miles Peterson's going to go out of bounds there.
Back-to-back turnovers for Peterson.
And we've seen a lot of turnovers this game.
This sort of been an identity of both these teams. St. Joe's causes a lot of turnovers, and Georgetown Prep turns the ball over a lot. Back to that pick and roll and seal.
Yeltsin 3, and it's a bit off. And it's going to be an offensive foul on Davis.
Over the back for Kyle Davis there.
A little too handsy there.
And that action, they love to run it, where they run a pick and roll, and the picker seals off the defender, allowing for an open shot or drive to the rim. Edwards has capitalized off that a lot today.
McKee to McKee. Peterson. McKee looked for the 3, guarded by Yeltsin.
Excellent defense by Yeltsin, not allowing McKee to get downhill.
And it's going to be a foul on Davis.
Shoved off
Pushing
ball.
the screener.
Yeah. Trying to fight through that screen, just got a little too physical there.
That has been a problem for him this game, getting a little too physical.
I mean, he's a football player.
Yeah,
what do you expect?
It's different, you know, physicality is praised in football.
Definitely phrased in basketball, too, just not
in the way football does. Peterson tried to get the pass off.
And there's another foul on Agwek. Peterson will be heading to the line. Or excuse me, it's an inbound, not in the bonus yet.
If I was Chris Clark, I'd be very happy with how my team's been playing so far.
Oh, definitely.
Only a 2-point deficit against a team that has, again, a very big size advantage and a big paint presence. With the no-look pass, 3 just off.
Yeah, and this is without shooting well. St. Joe's has not shot the ball well to start the game, and yet they're still in this game, which I did not expect.
Usually if they're not shooting lights out, it's a blowout.
Yeah.
And Davis, and that's going to be an offensive foul, his 3rd of the game.
His 3rd in just 5 minutes, it seems like. He'll be surely coming out of the game. He doesn't want to get in too much foul trouble.
And as expected, Coach Blue is going to get him out.
3 fouls before the first half, not ideal for Kyle
and now
Davis.
Prep is going with the mega-sized lineup, both Juan and Agwek.
2 7-footers on the court for Georgetown Prep. The tallest player on the St. Joe's Prep team. solid 6'5".
And McGee's going to get another bucket. A 3, and now St. Joe's Prep has the lead.
Second three-pointer of the game for St. Joe's. They lead by 1 with 2 minutes remaining in the half.
Edwards to Juan. Juan's getting triple teamed. Finds Edwards open, and Edwards drains the 3.
Edwards, amazing answer. Georgetown Prep goes back up 2.
And like I said, St. John's Prep getting really focused on Juan, and that's going to leave other players open, and Edwards has capitalized.
Yeah, they just completely collapsed on Juan. 3 defenders moving to guard him, and leads a wide open 3 for Evan Edwards.
McGee trying to go on Juan, but that's not going to happen.
Excellent steal
Edwards
by Juan.
going in, pushes, and the lob to Juan.
Excellent find by Evan Edwards to the 7-footer Sinan Juan. And timeout, Chris Clark.
And Juan barely had to jump on that one.
Yeah, I thought that one missed. I thought he hit the front rim, but it went in anyway. Evan Edwards, I've been really impressed with him today. 8 points, couple of assists. Been really the playmaker for this Georgetown Prep team. He's been doing it all.
You know, he's been giving his teammates the rock. He's been playing on the rock, making tough plays, just using that speed to drive inside, and that's really what he's been doing all game.
Exactly. He's been sort of that commander of the pick and roll. He really loves to get in that pick and roll action, and he capitalizes off of a lot, either taking it to the rack or giving it to the open man. He's been playing phenomenal.
Defenders obviously moved into Edwards because they knew that he was going to try to get that layup, but that leaves open Juan for the lob.
And you see a bit of Juan's perimeter defense shining through. He gets the steal there. If you think you can just blow by Sinan Juan, you can't. He's an excellent perimeter defender too.
And poking it out is not something we often see from Juan. That usually ends up in a foul, but that time he's able to get the ball clean and cause Edwards to go in and then gets the lob himself. And now watching the game is the Friendship Tech basketball team, who will be playing next versus the home team, the Gonzaga College High School Eagles.
Stay tuned. First of 4 game has been exciting so far. 4-point lead for Georgetown Prep.
Lehowitz wanted the 3, has Howlett open, but not going to pass to him. He gets it again, fires, and another miss from Lehowitz.
He's 1 for 5, not shooting the ball at the best. But I still have faith in him. That he can turn around in the second half.
And that's Lehowitz's 4th foul of the game already. And Coach Clark gonna sub him off. Probably won't see him for the rest of the first half. Passes to Pierre Lewis, to Desire. Back to Pierre Lewis. Blocked by McKee, but Juan gets it. Lewis back to Juan. Juan double teamed. Juan goes up, and the foul. That's gonna be on McKee. Not much you can do there if you're McKee. Juan rolled around him, and it's the only thing to prevent an automatic bucket.
1 minute remaining in the first half.
Juan drains the first free throw.
Prep takes a 6-point lead. Full court pickup.
Howlett's gonna get across. Howlett wants a screen. Gonna pass to McKee.
Desire played smothering defense on McKee off ball, doing everything in his power to not let him get the ball.
Peterson lost the ball, give it to Edwards. Desire to Pierre Lewis. Pierre Lewis misses the dunk.
Unfortunate bounce for Pierre Lewis there. Excellent steal by Georgetown Prep though. Almost jumped that pass. Peterson thought twice.
McKee gonna run the play.
30 seconds remaining. High screen for Peterson. He gets the switch. 4 seconds on the shot clock.
And blocked by Hedquist.
Shot clock violation.
Shot clock violation on St. Joe's Prep.
Excellent defense for Georgetown Prep.
And now Georgetown Prep's going to get the last shot of the half.
Back-to-back forced turnovers for Georgetown Prep. Gives them the opportunity to score with 15 seconds remaining.
And Salim Yalcin's going to come in for the final play.
Clock winding down. Shot clock turned off. Edwards thought he traveled there.
And Juan's going to get fouled again.
And he admits he definitely traveled there, but refs didn't call it. Coach Clark complaining about Sanan Juan's height. He doesn't like that they're getting a lot of foul calls against Juan, given that he's 7 foot.
And Juan makes the second, making it an 8-point game.
3 seconds remaining.
Howlett with
0.1 seconds on the clock. They're going to look for a lob to Kyle Davis, it seems like.
He is a tight end. Oh, nope, he's just checking it out.
Probably going to...
And a big pass.
No good.
And that's the half. 30-22. Georgetown Prep.
Coach Blue. Coach Blue. Can I get an interview real quick? Here you go. Oh, shoot. Coach Blue, your team has been playing excellent defense so far. What was the mindset going into today's game?
Man, we got to try to limit these guys. They got some pretty good players. We did not play excellent defense the majority of the first quarter, but after that timeout, guys turned it up a little bit, and we want to be stingy on defense. That's the best way to win games around here, and it's a team from out of town, and we got to make sure that we play the way we play in the DMV.
All right, thank you so much, Coach Blue.
Is that a real logo?
Yeah. I looked up St. Joe's basketball. Test.
Hello, testing. St. Joe's losing 20-30 at halftime.
Hello and welcome to the Gonzaga DC Classic halftime show. I'm JD Thede.
And I'm Jack Cushman. Thank you all so much for joining us. At half so far, Georgetown Prep up 30-22. Their leading scorer is actually on the other side of the team. St. Joe's Prep, Julian McKee, has 14 heading into halftime. Georgetown Prep has played phenomenal defense so far, holding this high-powered offense to only 22 points.
I think that's fairly due to Georgetown Prep's, pardon me, 2 7-footers on the team. One obviously committed to Purdue, the 4-star, Sinuan Juan. committed to Purdue, almost a blue blood of college basketball.
Yeah, well, these teams so far have showed a great competition, very physical on the defensive end. This is somewhat of a low-scoring game for high school basketball. As we look toward the future, right after this game, we have Gonzaga versus Friendship Tech of DC.
Yeah, so inter DC matchup. Really excited to see this. Friendship Tech is coming off their 4th consecutive public and charter school conference championship. So I'm really excited for that. Gonzaga, of course, fell to the Paulus VI Panthers in the WCAC championship last year at American University, and then went on to win the DCSAA or DC State Championship. So I'm really excited to see how this Gonzaga program will begin this DC Classic after winning the past 3 years.
Yeah, well, that Gonzaga team of last year has really taken a different approach this year. They have lost their coach. Coach Stephen Turner has gone down to Florida. He's now in Montverde High School, where Cooper Flagg and a lot of other NBA players have gone. And then the starting 5 from last year all went to D1 schools.
And let's just talk about a standout of that starting 5 so far. Derek Dixon at North Carolina scored the final 6 points against the University of Kentucky in North Carolina's matchup against the Kentucky Wildcats. So in Rupp Arena, which is a pretty hard place to play. I think that is from the practice of WCAC arenas here in the DMV.
Yeah, well, that team was certainly special, and although they couldn't get it done in the WCACs, they got it done on the DC State title floor. So,
and let's look off further on into today's tournament matchups. We have St. Andrews against Archbishop Wood, also from the Philly area and from that Philly Catholic League, just as St. Joe's Prep is. And then at 6:30, we have Whitney Young from Chicago and Chaminade from Missouri. Chaminade, of course, the alma mater of Jason Tatum and Matthew Tkachuk, both world championships in their respective sports. And then Whitney Young, of course, the First Lady Michelle Obama's alma mater, who will be here soon at Bethesda Chevy Chase to give the graduation speech. That has gone viral recently, Jack. I don't know if you've seen that.
Yeah, well, Jason Tatum was actually here last year for Chaminade's. I believe it was their debut of the DC Classic, so they're back here again this year, looking to do a little bit better. I think last year they were 0-2 in their 0-3 in their 3 games at the DC Classic. So we're looking forward to a great second half between St. Joe's and Georgetown Prep, and especially looking out for that 4-star committed to Purdue on Georgetown Prep's side.
Yeah, super excited for the rest of this matchup. Gray and Charlie are doing a great job giving great analysis of this game.
Yeah, well, thank you all for joining us, and we will see you guys in the second half.
Thank you.
Welcome back to the Carmody Center. Kicking off the second half. Georgetown Prep holds an 8-point lead over the St. Joe's Hawks out of Philadelphia. Georgetown Prep really locked in, playing some excellent defense down the stretch of the first half, limiting St. Joe's to only 22 first half points. St. Joe's going to try to look at hit some more shots and limit Sinan Juan more, who seems like he'll be getting to the free throw line at will against St. Joe's.
St. Joe's Prep going to inbound it.
Juan goes under the screen.
Lehevitz.
Corner three.
Moransky, 3. Good.
Luke Moransky hits his first shot of the second half. And already the shooting coming back to the St. Joe's Hawks.
Desire passes back to Yeltsin. Yeltsin to Edwards. And give it to Sinan Juan. Sinan Juan trying to work inside. Gets there. And they're going to call it travel on Juan.
First possession results in a turnover for Georgetown Prep. They'll continue the full court pressure.
Desire has been playing really good defense all game, especially in that full court press. McKee to McKee. Moransky wants another 3, but he's not going to get it.
Yeltsin, transition.
Edwards going in again. Just missed. Davis gets the rebound and puts it in.
Davis was in perfect position to grab that offensive rebound. Skip pass to the corner.
McKee 3, and it's good.
2 for 3 to start the second half for St. Joe's.
And Julian McKee has definitely been the star player as he gets a steal.
Julian McKee playing excellent defense in that zone.
Peterson 3, no good. Juan with the rebound. Desire going in.
And they're going to call
that's going to be a travel on Georgetown Prep. Georgetown Prep has had a lot of travel trouble this game and turnovers in general.
Yeah,
which has been a big problem this season.
As we said to start the game, turnovers would be the key to the game for both teams. Right now, St. Joe's causing more turnovers than Georgetown Prep.
Justin McKee with it. Lehevitz with the screen.
Flare screen. Gives McKee the block. Now it's Peterson. Shot clock winding down.
McKee with another 3.
Rims
not
out.
Gonna go.
That one rimmed out. 2 for 5 from three-point land to start the second half. They have not shot in a two-pointer this half. First 5 possessions, first 5 are 3s.
They wanted Juan, but Moransky's going to get McKee with
St. Joe's is doing a really great job.
It's wide open, and he misses again.
1 for 6 from 3. Yeah, St. Joe's is doing a really good job denying entry access to the post. They're playing a lot more physical down low.
Yeltsin with the miss. And Moransky's going to get it. Moransky passes. Lehevitz.
Slams it home.
Half a dunk.
Excellent pass by Luke Moransky, able to adjust while he's in the air. And there's going to be a foul off ball on Julian McKee. Major substitutions coming in for Georgetown Prep. Cole Pierre Lewis coming in.
Agwek coming in and Edwards coming in. They're going to replace Juan, Davis, and Yeltsin.
And that's another foul on Majok Akwek. Foul trouble has been the name of the game for him so far this season.
He had 3 fouls in 1 possession.
Against St. John's. Backdoor cut. Finish is no
McKee
good.
with the miss. Still a really good pass and really good playmaking from Moransky. And travel again for Georgetown Prep.
Is that 4 straight turnovers or is that 5?
4 or 5, that's still a lot.
That's not great for Georgetown Prep. St. Joe's playing excellent defense on the perimeter. And Prep, St. Joe's isn't playing that great defense, just mental errors for Georgetown Prep so far to start the half. Not exactly what I want to see, as this lead has been dwindled to 2 points.
McKee with the 3, he wants the lead, but he's not going to get it. Lehevitz almost got the rebound, but Desire is going to be bringing it up the court here.
Excellent move, and almost another turnover. It'll rain Hoya ball.
But the ref says it was touched by St. Joe's Prep last.
Double screen. Gets Edwards open. He wants the screen. He'll get one. Skip pass to the corner. That's good.
And it's good from Cole Pierre-Lewis.
Excellent extra pass right there for Georgetown Prep, finding the open man in the corner.
McKee, again, can't finish inside.
Edwards off the dribble to the corner. No good.
And another foul on Aguek, I'm pretty sure. And Howlett's going to come in for McGee.
Aguek,
Howlett has done pretty well this game, coming in from the point.
yeah, hitting a good clutch 3 and an amazing backdoor cut for an and 1. He's been an impact player. Lesovitz doubled.
Peterson, 3. Again, a miss by St. Joe's Prep.
That one rattled in and out. Edwards finds man in the corner. Extra pass. Kick out. Off the dribble, amazing pass.
Desire inside, blocked.
That one was sent back down by Miles Peterson. Three minutes remaining in the third quarter. Prep's lead is 5. And turnover issue's been a bit of a problem for the second half for Georgetown Prep. They turned it around the past couple possessions, hitting a few good threes, getting to the basket.
You know, they keep getting close to the basket, but they just can't finish it, and it ends in a turnover. And St. Joe's Prep has really been saved by these turnovers. They're not shooting like they usually do, and that's usually what keeps them close in games, but
yeah,
they're close in a game, and they're not shooting lights out.
They start off 2 for 3 for the second half. Missed their last 3 3-pointers. The luck has definitely turned for the Hawks.
Y'all seen with it. Give it to Juan. Juan inside. Misses. Juan again. Another miss. And Juan has had way too many misses inside.
Yeah, he's not finishing well around the rim at all. And St. Joe's Prep able to capitalize off that. They get the defensive somehow Jordan Howlett comes up with, Jaden Howlett comes up with that over Sanan Juan.
Howlett loses possession. Pierre-Lewis playing lockdown defense.
7 seconds on the shot clock. Moransky. And
They're going to call a travel.
That definitely was a travel. I thought it could have been a jump ball. But they end up calling the travel as Moransky tries to get by.
St. Joe's Prep fans are not happy about that one.
Those are some committed fans, you know, coming all the way from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania to watch their team play.
I mean, I go up to Philadelphia a lot, 2.5-hour drive.
Another turnover by Georgetown Prep. Lezovitz. It is
And
not.
again, the dead streak continues.
It has not been his
1
night.
for 7. Desire with it. Given to Yeltsin. And it's taken away by Levitz.
Great poke out by Lezovitz, able to stop the transition bucket.
And Davis comes in for Pierre Lewis. And McKee in for Maransky.
Ellison, excuse me.
Yeltsin can't finish. There's one other problem for Georgetown Prep besides the turnovers. It is the lack of finishing on the inside.
Yeah, they have not been getting lucky bounces at all around the rim. And when your game plan is getting to the paint, that's exactly where you got to score. That's exactly where you got to hit shots.
Howlett trying to work around Desire, but fails.
McKee resets it. 4 seconds.
McKee, tough layup, and he makes it.
Excellent inside hand finish by Justin McKee. Able to use his length to get around the defender and finish at the rim. In the zone.
Heth was wide open, drains it. Looked like the St. Joe's Prep defender maybe tripped over Juan's leg.
Yeah, Justin McKee was trying to rotate over to the corner, but just fell down. Unfortunate break for the Hawks. Excellent job to hit the shot by Lundquist.
McKee 3. And Juan with the rebound.
And that's going to be a
And
travel.
they're going to call a travel on Juan. Another travel for Prep.
There's just mental errors right now for Georgetown Prep. If they can overcome those, they're going to run away with this one.
And Edwards are going to come in for Yeltsin.
34 seconds remaining in the third quarter. The lead is 6 for Georgetown Prep.
Probably the least scoring quarter of this game. A lot of misses. Levitz, another 3 and another miss. 1 for 8 now.
And that's another foul on Will Lezovitz. Peterson will check in for him.
That's his 4th of the game. Only 1 more to go.
Prep will hold for the last shot. Shot clock is turned off.
Edwards has a wide open 3, but doesn't take it.
Juan. And that's
Juan with the travel again.
Sinan Juan has traveled an insane amount today. His footwork needs to improve.
Not quite the game you would have expected from the 4-star. A lot of mental errors.
He has 10 points, all that being in the first half, and 4 of those points being off of free throws. St. Joe's doing an excellent job to limit his effectiveness.
McKee.
Had to throw one up there, and that's how the third quarter will end. Georgetown Prep up 38-32 over St. Joe's. Very low-scoring quarter for both teams there. A lot of misses, a lot of turnovers, a lot of mental errors on both sides. Only 70 combined points total this game through 3 quarters.
And obviously, if you haven't noticed already, a very heavy turnover game from both teams, but especially Georgetown Prep with the travels. It's really all mental errors for Georgetown Prep. If they can correct those mental errors, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a blow-away 4th quarter, but that is only if they can correct these mental errors.
Yeah, Sinan Juan needs us to improve his footwork and stop traveling. You know, that's one of the main weak points of this game is his footwork, and it's really showing through to start this game.
It's St. Joe's Prep. It's just they got to start making their threes. It's an essential part of their game plan is to shoot lights out, and they haven't really been doing that all game. If they can do that in the 4th quarter, they have a shot at winning this game.
They also need to get downhill, get to the rim, and draw fouls against some of these taller defenders who will probably try to block. Obviously, they're going to try to block St. Joe's.
But if they can't do this lights out shooting, then they once again for another quarter will have to rely on Prep's mental errors, which is not a good game plan because that's obviously going to be their main goal to fix these errors. And if they can, and if St. Joe's Prep can't lights out shoot, Prep's going to run away with this game.
Yeah, and St. Joe's been forcing a lot of turnovers. Georgetown Prep forcing a lot of turnovers. That's not through St. Joe's mental errors. That's through their sheer energy on defense, getting a lot of transition points.
Juan with it. He's double teamed, goes inside.
And another
third straight travel for Paul.
You have to think if St. Joe's is almost doing this on purpose or sort of pulling the chair on Juan. It doesn't seem to be that way. Just not on his game right now. Howlett, open three.
Another three.
No good. Great contest by Georgetown Prep there. They're going to try to get it to Juan in the post once again.
Davis to Edwards to Desire. Desire shoots and just off.
Out of bounds. That'll be St. Joe's Prep ball. St. Joe's been running a lot of flare actions to get open threes. They haven't been able to hit him.
McKee driving in on Hedquist.
That was not the case on that possession. McKee just wanted an easy one at the basket. Couldn't get it to go.
Edwards to Davis. Davis inside. Davis makes the layup.
Excellent job by Davis, able to get in the paint and score a wide open shot.
And Davis's bucket is a great example of what happens when Georgetown Prep doesn't make those mental errors. McKee driving in on Hedquist. Hedquist.
Pull up.
McKee makes another fadeaway jumper.
He loves those little pull-up mid-range jumpers. That's his third of the game. And McKee reached there, trying to poke it out from Juan. It'll be called for foul, though.
And you'll see he's going to come in for Edwards. Edwards limping off the court a little bit.
Everything locked up. Yellison traveled. Another travel for Georgetown Prep. This is getting insane.
And you'll see he has also gotten into a little bit of turnover trouble.
I mean, hasn't the whole team?
Yeah.
Still up 6, though, even with all these turnovers. It's a testament to their amazing defense. As shown right there, no good for McKee.
Hedquist going in.
Foul call. He'll be going to the line for 2. Beckham Hedquist took it in transition there. That's exactly what Georgetown Prep needs to do off of these misses and turnovers they're causing. First one's no good. Pierre Lewis is coming in for Kyle Davis. And Lezovitz coming in for Miles Peterson.
Lezovitz has to be very careful. He's on his final foul. And Hedquist misses both free throws.
Over the back on Cole Pierre Lewis. Six minutes remaining. St. Joe's Prep trails by 6. McKee tries to blow up out his arrow. He'll pull it back out. And McKee with an excellent positioning on Juan there. Shot fake. Hedquist doesn't fall for it. 8 seconds. Excellent defense by Hedquist. And a transition foul. Another excellent steal and transition take by Beckham Hedquist. And it won't be free throws. It'll be inbound for Georgetown Prep.
Pierre Lewis finds Juan on the outside. Yeltsin.
Extra pass to an off-ball foul on St. Joe's. That's going to be on number 2, Julian McKee. Second foul of the game for Julian McKee. There's the inbound action once again. They love to run it on the inbounds.
Wide open three, no good for Prep.
Howlett trying to take it in transition.
Pass it to Moransky.
And steal, Salim Yeltsin. And St. Joe's fans thought he traveled. They're not going to call it. It's going to be another inbound for Georgetown Prep.
Good play by Howlett. Get the ball away from Yeltsin.
Yeah, Yeltsin has a pretty big size advantage on Jaden Howlett. And there's an air ball for Salim Yeltsin.
Prep coming up. Lehevitz with it. Working on Pierre Lewis. The no-look pass to McKee. McKee going inside, and he makes it.
Tough finish. Timeout, St. Joe's. Takes
Deficit now only 4 points.
Takes Sanan Juan. McKee taking Juan off the dribble, able to finish at the rim. Really tough finish to get around the 7-footer. That's exactly what we got to do.
And we're seeing what we usually see. Mental errors for Georgetown Prep. They've yet to fix it. Now only about 4.5 minutes left in the game. If there's any time to...
And it's a bit of an interesting, Coach Clark called timeout when his team's sort of on a mini run there. Guess he sort of wanted to reset, get some new guys in there.
Now the momentum is in St. Joe's Prep's favor, so it's on Prep. So it's on Georgetown Prep to get rid of that momentum. Desire's going to bring it up for the Hoyas.
Screen set by Pierre Lewis.
Hedquist looking for Juan. And it's going to be a steal by McKee. Howlett with it, driving up the court.
That
And
one.
King barely misses.
Another
St. Joe's Prep's ball.
Another excellent deny by St. Joe's there. They have not allowed Sanan Juan to get the ball in the post. It seems like almost this whole half, definitely this whole quarter.
And this whole game, St. Joe's Prep has been the more intense team. They want this win bad. They want their first win of the season. They want Coach Clark's first win.
And
Lehevitz makes the three.
Fadeaway three. Lezovitz hits it. St. Joe's trails by 1. And you know, even though St. Joe's is winless this season so far, that's not to say they're not a great team. They played such a hard schedule, losing to, especially to Bennett Academy. They lost 42 to 25. Bennett shot the lights out against St. Joe's Prep. That's not been the case for Georgetown Prep here today.
Juan goes in, and a miss for Juan. Davis rejected. Pierre Lewis misses. Pierre Lewis gets the rebound shot.
Timeout, Georgetown Prep. They want to get Evan Edwards back in the game as quick as possible. And that was excellent hustle and intensity by Georgetown Prep, able to get a third opportunity after the block and the miss by Kyle Davis.
That was a very important make for Georgetown Prep. But obviously great defense by St. Joe's Prep. They couldn't get the rebound.
3 minutes remaining in this fourth quarter. This one's going to come down to the wire. Georgetown Prep extend their lead to 3 on that possession there.
And this game is going to come down to who can create the most turnovers on the other team. Georgetown Prep needs to stop with the mental errors. St. Joe's Prep needs to stop with the turnovers, but also take better shots and make those shots. They've been getting good at creating open looks, but they just can't finish them.
Yeah, whoever controls the chaos of this game will come out on top. A lot of turnovers, as we said a lot today. It's just that true. There's just been so many of them, and whichever team can get that under control and force more turnovers than the other is going to come away with the win and going to face either Friendship Tech or Gonzaga tomorrow.
And besides turnovers, the most important thing is finishing inside. Both of these teams have missed a lot of shots inside, especially St. Joe's Prep. They're going into the layup, but they can't finish. Georgetown Prep, they can't finish on the layups either. This is a fundamental part of basketball that you need to be able to do, and they need to fix it.
Yeah, and it was on display on that possession there, missing two. Well, they got blocked on one of them, but they missed the second pretty close shot.
Desire, once again, using the full court press on Howlett.
Moransky gets it to McKee. Offensive foul. Georgetown Prep ball.
And Moransky buried that 3-2.
Three minutes remaining. Desire takes the ball up the court for Georgetown Prep.
They give it to Juan. Juan.
Excellent.
Davis misses. Juan goes up again, and he's going to miss that one, but he's going to the line.
Excellent find by Sinan Juan. He able to get it to Kyle Davis. Kyle Davis misses it, and then Juan able to gather his miss once again. And you know, Juan hasn't looked amazing today, not as a four-star should, but that is not a big deal. Roy Hibbert did not look great in high school whenever he played for Georgetown Prep, and he just completely flipped the switch whenever he got to Georgetown and in the NBA. Two-time All-Star, had a 9-year career, led Georgetown to a Final Four in 2007, and that's what Juan's career trajectory really should turn out to, hopefully, will turn out to be.
And Juan has a very bright future ahead, obviously. 7 foot, good shooter. He just has to work on his mechanics and his mental errors. And if he can fix those, he can be a great player in the NBA and in college.
I mean, Purdue does do a great job at developing big men. I mean, as you can see by Zach Eady. And they also got a 7'4" player this year, Daniel Jacobson. So Juan will be the third 7-footer in a row, seems like, for Purdue.
And Purdue does like their 7-footer, Zach Eady. And Juan will be the latest of them.
Prep playing up hard. And that was a carry by Miles Peterson.
And another turnover in this game.
Miles Peterson, that's his third turnover of the game. They're back in that double screen action. Excellent backdoor cut.
Back out to Desire.
15 seconds on the shot clock. Prep will take a little time.
Edwards.
Excellent pass.
And Juan with a huge dunk.
Excellent find by Evan Edwards. And that's a turnover by St. Joe's Prep. McKee just dropped it. The momentum has shifted completely to Georgetown Prep's side. You know, that possession took a while to get going for Georgetown Prep, but once it did, Evan Edwards able to attack the middle of the 2-3 zone, find Juan on the block.
And McKee gets it.
Excellent hustle by
And it's
McKee.
going to be out on Prep, and it's going to be St. Joe's ball.
Amazing hustle by McKee and Edwards there, both diving on the floor for the loose ball.
And a very important possession for St. Joe's Prep right here. They're down by 6, but any bucket will make this game very close. 2 minutes and 3 seconds remaining on the clock. This game is going down to the wire.
Refs contemplating over the call. They're going to reset the shot clock to 30. Shot clock will be reset to 30 seconds.
Good.
McKee with it, guarded by Desire. Screen by Howlett.
Double screen by Peterson and Howlett.
Levitz drives inside.
It's
It's going to be a foul on the floor by Hudquist.
Hedquist give him a little bump there. And Lezovitz denied the corner three.
And a timeout by St. Joe's Prep.
Chris Clark wanting to reset his offense. Not able to get the ball in fast on that inbound there. Wanted to save the 5-second violation.
And once again, turnovers are crucial.
2 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. St. Joe's Prep is trailing by 6. They'll be inbounding it with 20 seconds on the shot clock. And Prep has been playing Georgetown Prep has been playing smothering defense all day. And they were displaying that perfectly on that inbound there, not allowing not allowing Lezovitz to get the ball in the corner there for an open corner three. That's where he thrives.
And St. Joe's Prep has not had huge success with the three-point, and if there's any time to turn that on right now, it's right now. Final 2 minutes of the game, you're only down by 6 points. You can stop them twice, get a three-point on both possessions, then it's a tie game. And St. Joe's Prep's main game plan is the three ball.
Yeah, and I know announcers say this a lot, but you don't need a three here. I mean, still a lot of time on the clock. Definitely do not need a three.
Obviously, if you're St. Joe's Prep, you got to target Julian McKee. He has been your star player this game. Bit of a speed mismatch when it comes to him on Sinan Juan.
Lezovitz, no good. Juan with the rebounds. Amazing rebound. Amazing box out for Sinan Juan. Minute 30 remaining. Georgetown Prep has control. The ball will stay with the Hoyas.
Desire with it, guarded by Howlett.
Dude, it's interesting. Howlett didn't start. He's getting a lot of minutes down the stretch.
He has been playing pretty good defense. They give it to Juan. Juan double teamed.
Got to be man open if you're double teamed.
Edwards, and he's gonna make it.
Circus shot by Evan Edwards. Puts it up as the shot clock was expiring. That was an amazing shot by Evan Edwards there.
McKee goes in. Juan down. Three by Peterson.
And that's good. The answer by Miles Peterson.
And a timeout by St. Joe's Prep. St. Joe's Prep down 5.
You have to assume St. Joe's will go to the full court press here. Try to get a quick steal, if not a foul, down 5 coming down the stretch. You don't even need a foul here. You just have to get a stop. A stop is crucial on this possession. If they're not going to stop and Prep goes up 7, I think this game will be over.
And Edwards with a show of great awareness. The shot clock was almost down, and he hit the shot, and he buried it.
Evan Edwards has been outstanding for Georgetown Prep today. He's
playmaking, great scoring.
He's been doing it all. He's been getting to the rim. He's playing excellent defense. He's been finding the open man. He's been hitting amazing shots, as you could just see there. He's been doing it all for Georgetown Prep.
Definitely been Georgetown Prep's star player. Obviously, in the absence of expected playing by Sinan Juan, he has stepped up.
Absolutely. .52 seconds remaining. St. Joe's Prep trails by 5. Their defense will have to turn on for the last 50 seconds of this game if they want to hold on to this one. Excuse me, if they want to climb their way back in this one.
But like we said again, 5 is not a big deficit. There's still 50 seconds left on the clock. Plenty of time to get 2 shots off.
Yeah, a quick stop and a quick shot. Quick stop and a quick shot will put them down 1 possession.
And a crucial stop here for St. Joe's Prep.
Julian McKee on the inbounder. The trap. Hedquist inbounder.
2-on-1 Hedquist to Juan.
And
that's going to be a travel.
Tried to get the lob there. Juan not able to secure it before going up for the slam. And then he falls down and has another travel. 43 seconds left. Really quick stop for St. Joe's Prep.
This might be the most crucial possession of the game for St. Joe's Prep. They can make this a one-score game.
The McKee twins trying to lead their team. Excellent defense by Beckham Hedquist.
They come like a foul on Hedquist.
Excellent defense by Georgetown Prep. Trying to intercept every single pass, pressuring every single ball handler. McKee wanted to pull that. Lezovitz for three. No good. And it's going to be Georgetown Prep ball, 20 seconds remaining. Now
The shot clock is off.
Now here's where St. Joe's Prep will have to either get a really, really quick steal or a foul.
Davis with it.
And there's the foul. Lezovitz. Prep is in the bonus, so they'll be shooting two. Not a 1-and-1. They'll be shooting two shots. Two makes here will ice it for Georgetown Prep. No good on the first one. Davis knocks down the second.
That one.
Timeout, Howard Blue. 30-second timeout.
St. Joe's Prep's gonna need a three here.
Georgetown Prep up 2 3-pointers, up 6 points, only two possession game. Is still not completely over for St. Joe's. Still gotta show signs of life.
But if you're St. Joe's, you can spend no more than 10 seconds on this possession, and you need to get a three here.
Absolutely, you're gonna need to get a three, quick foul, and pray they miss 2 free throws, and then get another quick three. I wouldn't put it out of the realm of possibility though. They can knock down the three ball. It hasn't been on that much on display here.
And obviously the bad thing is there's no real non-shooters on this Georgetown Prep team that's on the floor right now.
Yeah, all of them can knock down free throws, at least one free throw out of two.
And if they get one or two of those free throws, that's probably going to ice the game.
Well,
If St. Joe's Prep
definitely
can get a three here.
Definitely going to ice the game. St. Joe's will definitely roll the ball here, trying to save as much time as possible. Well, they'll try to at least. Georgetown Prep in a full court press.
St. Joe's bringing it up the court quick. McKee. And it's going to be a foul.
Not in the bonus yet. So that'll be an inbound for St. Joe's Prep. The logic of fouling there is that you don't want St. Joe's to get a three. So by fouling, you force them to shoot 2 free throws and not getting within one possession of this game. But they're not in the bonus yet, so that doesn't really work out. Peterson, and that one's short.
And it's going to be Georgetown Prep ball. 7 seconds left.
Edwards, great job of sealing off St. Joe's, not able to get their calls on that one.
And they get it to Juan.
And there's
Juan's going to hold it.
A little bit of a late foul for St. Joe's Prep. Juan will be headed to the line. 4.1 seconds remaining. 2 shots for Sanan Juan. This one is surely over. Georgetown Prep will be the victors of the first game of the 36th annual DC Classic.
And they're going to go on to face either Friendship Tech or Gonzaga, also known as the victor of the next game. And we encourage you to stay tuned for another great game of high school basketball here at the Carmody Center.
Yeah, the host Gonzaga will be taking on Friendship Tech. 2 local DC teams playing in the DC Classic. Love to see it.
And Juan buries the second.
Howlett puts up the half quarter, and that's no good. And Georgetown Prep
And Prep's going to win.
takes the victory. And stay tuned for an interview with star player Evan Edwards for Georgetown Prep. Test mic 3. Hit it. Hit the mic. Evan, excellent game. What was going through your head when you were finishing all those tough baskets at the rim?
Really, my mentality going into the game was just be a tougher team. I really wasn't worried about myself. I was worried about the team. We wanted to be a tougher team. We wanted to play harder than them, so that's really what it came down to. So I really just got to think on my guys, for real.
And what was your mindset on defense? You guys played really well defensively.
Just, again, being a tougher team, playing harder than them, just like being a grinding team. Like, just that's what we pride ourselves on, being tough and things. That's all I got to say.
Great game, Evan. Thank you.
Thank you.